RV.
Sure, like it.
And like they do a podcast from their RV, and it has like something like I want to say it was like 15,000 like downloads an episode.
Wow.
And they get their like catch line is like come find us in a campground and like
that's cool.
Like, all these people listen to it. It was really cool. Yeah.
Awesome.
But it was a good, pretty good episode.
Combine two of my loves right
Yeah,
now.
right.
Travel and podcast.
I know, it'd be really cool. It was funny. They had it. I don't know what kind of mic they had, but they just sit at like the table in their RV and like talk to each other. It was really fun.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
Have you guys ever done this anywhere else or just in here?
Yes,
Yeah, we have as a
we did.
Bellworks.
Bellworks.
Okay,
And then,
good spot.
And you guys went to the bus.
The bus.
We're in a
Mini
bus.
bus.
This woman turned a bus into a house, like a.
It was bad. Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah.
That thing
Cool.
was
Like a
huge.
tiny
Did it
house.
sell?
No, it's out at like Joshua Tree.
Yeah.
Really?
It's
As
yeah,
like
it's-
an Airbnb,
It's
right?
converted to Airbnb in Joshua Tree, which is perfect.
Wait,
Yeah.
what's Joshua?
California.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you could, like it's just on a lot and you could. That's awesome.
I haven't seen the setup. Like it sounded like a dude had like some other things there, maybe.
Yeah.
How
And, like,
cool would it
they
be
added that.
if Asbury had like on the west side there's a lot of empty lots.
Yeah.
Imagine you had an empty lot and you could have like trailers go there or something. Just add to like that.
I think someone tried to do it.
Yeah.
Like,
Like a cool. Like
Yeah.
Like a bunch of Airstreams.
Yeah, yeah. It's just like
That's my other. That's
Me
further
too.
down the list, but Like,
You know, and
all this stuff, but-
imagine run and then because they're opening
So
up the new
awesome.
bike like the bike routes and
Yeah.
stuff like.
Totally, it would be killer.
Yeah, that's under like drive-in movie theater and
That's
like,
right.
Yeah,
it's,
it's somewhere on the list though.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. Yeah.
Are you on Facebook?
I am.
How do you spell it? How do you spell
My last name is Dubel, Dubel. First
And
name
it
is
is
Stephanie.
Stephanie.
hand in hand?
Health and
Hand in
hand.
hand chiropractic. Cool.
Yep.
These
Cool.
guys.
There you go.
Gotcha.
Is that a Batman fidget spinner?
Yeah.
It is.
Nice.
Evan made it.
Evan from.
Nice, that's awesome.
It's pretty classic, right? You can try on those.
All right.
The remnants of mullets.
Ooh, I can like hear myself in my
Yep.
own head now. This is
Yeah,
crazy.
it's loud. Yeah. Min controls the sound. So
Okay.
you're,
Yeah, so if you start ranting and raving, I can like.
Things get crazy.
Alright, let me try.
Do you want to do like a neck demo or something?
I can,
On
yeah.
somebody?
I can.
Ming, do you want to be demoed?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, you have enough room back? Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
can bring him over and you can sit in your chair or whatever.
Yeah.
All right.
I see you guys have folding chairs, so that might be easier
Oh, yeah.
to like have him sit in.
Oh, okay.
that demo you did with Evan was nuts.
Yeah.
That
was-
crack, I didn't know a body cracked like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now
He
was he
needed it.
was he exceptionally tight or like
I mean, I've seen like tighter,
tighter?
before, yeah. It depends like on what you do
So
with
that's
your
the
life.
speaker
Yeah.
Like he's always like
he's lifting
lifting and
yeah.
probably bent over like his machines and stuff. So
Constantly
It's
pulling and
exactly.
pushing.
So he's like very like rough with his body, where
shows,
like other
right?
people who are just like at a
but this
desk
is,
all
you know, the
day, like
Pelican
it's not
case.
as
Yeah.
extreme.
Yeah.
Converted
So
into,
it depends.
Bluetooth speaker,
That's killer. And did it
Yeah.
work
Oh,
well?
that's sweet.
and so it's waterproof. It's basically indestructible.
Yeah.
And it has Pelican as our so there's audio, and what I love also is it's got a USB housing charge stuff with it.
Oh, that's cool.
And if on a fully charged battery, it goes for 45 hours.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's I saw one of our cameramen on the TV show had one.
Oh, okay.
Where'd you get that?
Yeah.
He's had it in like Morocco and
Oh,
like,
really?
Say
like
cheese.
Dubai. He travels with
And
it.
it's
It's pretty awesome.
That's
so
really
we
killer.
gotta get one.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And it sounded good for, I mean, that's perfect for
yeah,
like
for
on
something
location.
like that
like,
small. Yeah, I
yeah.
just hooked up to the headphone port and it.
That's
yeah.
killer.
And,
SVD. Right?
yeah, that's
Yep.
cool.
yeah, he was like, "Do you have a PA system?" I was like, "Not currently. You know, one of those big
Yeah.
speakers. One day, but
Right.
yeah."
No, that's perfect.
Out here cracking necks. is
Oh,
what I'm
yeah.
doing.
Cracking skulls.
Taking names.
That's right.
All right, you guys ready?
Sure.
Born ready. Sweet.
Whenever you're ready.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the MulletCast, the podcast where business and pleasure collide. My name is Evan Balmer.
What's up? It's Mike Mercier.
What's happening, Mike?
What's going on?
Not a mood show. Today we are joined by Dr. Stephanie Dubel. Dr.
What's up?
Dubel is a chiropractor at Health and Hand Chiropractic Center in Red Bank. Check her out online at njchiro.com, NJCHIRO, and on Facebook and Instagram at SVD Chiropractor.
Yep.
What's going on, Doc? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I like that.
That's cool.
Living the dream.
Sweet. There's a
Yeah.
lot of that going around here.
Yes, I like it. I like it.
We lived the dream for like a short, hour or so of doing some podcasting, and then we go back
Then
to
it's
our
back to the office.
harsh reality.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's okay. That 1 hour, that counts.
Yeah.
That's all
That's
you
right.
need.
It makes a
sometimes.
difference. Yeah.
It does, totally. Tell us about how you got into become a doctor.
Sure. So my dad is actually a chiropractor.
Right.
So I've been around it literally since like the moment I was born. He adjusted me. So yeah, I just grew up with it. Like whenever my brothers and I were sick, we would just go to dad to get adjusted instead of taking like medication or anything like
Right.
that. And then when I was in high school, I actually worked as a secretary in his office. So that's kind of like when I decided that I wanted to go into it, because just seeing like the miracles that happened
Right.
in the office were pretty cool. So yeah, pretty much knew from like 16 years old that this is what I wanted to do.
That's cool.
So did he
Yeah.
actually adjust you when you were born?
Oh yeah,
Really?
yeah.
I saw one or two pictures on your Instagram of young children. So
Mm-hmm.
how does that work? What?
So it's totally different for babies than an adult. Like you
Okay.
don't just like whip their head and neck around to adjust them.
Right.
Yeah.
So for them, you actually use like the same amount of pressure that you would like to check a tomato or like put contacts in. So it's super, super light, and you only use like your fingertip. So you're just kind of checking for like muscle imbalance, like feeling for the different like spinal misalignments. And then all you're doing is just like putting like some vibration like into the spot that's misaligned, and it just moves the bone back really easily.
Wow.
Yeah. So a lot of the times babies like
crazy.
sleep through their adjustments because it's so gentle, and it's really relaxing for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I would assume that. It's like a little massage. A little
Yeah.
baby massage, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's something I never knew that you could start that young.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
until I saw some pictures on your site.
Yeah.
You seem to work with a lot of like newborns and
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, like literally the moment they're born,
right.
we can get adjusted.
I mean, I guess like the birthing experience, a kid could be pretty banged up, right? Like,
Yeah.
Imagine
you'd
your
think,
neck and
right?
your back
Yeah.
after
Exactly.
coming out.
Like, oh, my back's killing me.
Yeah.
yeah, little guy just coming out like, oh my god. Well, if you think about it, like the first thing that comes out is the baby's head and neck.
Right.
So that's the only thing that the doctor can kind of
It's
pull
all
on.
pressure,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, so that can put up to like 80 pounds of additional pressure on this like tiny little baby spine.
Wow.
So you can just imagine like how that's gonna like affect their nervous system and everything. So
Wow.
it's good to get them checked like from a young age, just so it kind of like ensures that their development is like on track.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah,
That is wild.
that's pretty cool.
So you mentioned some miracles you saw around the office. What kind of things did you see?
So a lot of them, like typical thing that people think of for chiropractic is like people walking in like barely even walking, and then coming out after their adjustment and like standing up straight, moving without pain, things like that. My dad used to like to joke that he got a lot of women pregnant,
Right.
because it can, yeah, I know.
He's the man.
Little fist bump for that one.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah, because a lot of women
You
like,
guys got to invite me over for dinner sometime. Sounds like a lively place.
oh, it's fun. Keeps you on your toes, that's for sure. A lot of women like would come in with fertility problems, having problems getting pregnant, and they
Right.
tried everything, but then they kind of use chiropractic as like a last resort,
Yeah,
and
wow.
then after like 5 or 10 visits, like they're pregnant.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
So what is the primary benefit of getting aligned?
Just having your nervous system being like functioning at 100%, and you know, like your nervous system is what controls your entire body. So that is just something that you want to be able to be functioning at its best, because it just represents how the rest of your body functions.
Awesome. So
Yeah.
and it helps with stress. Obviously
Everything.
the body, everything, right?
Oh yeah, everything. Like a lot of people just think it's like back pain, headaches, things like that, but it's really like for everything: digestion, sleep, muscles, like literally everything in your body is controlled by your nervous system. So we're just making sure that that is functioning without any interference.
Nice.
So when you went
Yeah.
to see Dad as a kid, like when you were sick, what's the like what? How does that work exactly? Instead of taking medicine, you said you'd see your dad.
Yeah, so like we would be sick like in the middle of the night, go jump in bed and be like, Dad, I need to get adjusted. So he would just adjust us, like especially if we weren't feeling well, he would adjust us a couple times that day. And then by the next day, we would feel
So it's like a
totally
quick
better.
recovery.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
And one thing that comes with a cold is always the body aches.
Yep.
You know, it's
Right.
anytime you're getting, or the flu, your body, your neck, everything just feels like the crap. So
Yeah, and a good thing about getting adjusted is it boosts your immune system for the next like 24 to 48 hours. So your body's better off at like fighting these different like toxins and things that are in there.
And how does it affect the metabolism?
It can help that for sure, just
Okay.
because if you're having like an interference to the part of the body that is affecting that, it could be kind of hindering it, and that's why people have like slower metabolisms.
Okay.
So it could just make sure that it's like functioning at its like baseline level.
Nice.
Yeah.
And what's the chiropractic education like? Once you decided you were going to go, what's that process?
So I did my 4 years of undergrad at a school called Cabrini out in Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
And then I took a year off, and then I went to Sherman College of Chiropractic down in South Carolina. And that's 3.5 years, pretty much straight through. So, like, our longest break was, like, 2.5 weeks.
Wow.
But, yeah, I mean, I would go back to school for, like, the social aspect of it. I would
Right.
never go back for, like, the educational aspect of it. That first year is just, like, basic sciences, just to get you through your first part of boards. So it's,
Right.
like, biochem, anatomy, like, all this neuro stuff. So it was rough.
It was a lot.
It was
Right.
really, really rough. I would never go back, especially that first year. I would
Never
never
go back, yeah.
like, I wouldn't wish that on, like, my worst enemy to go back
Right.
and do that, especially biochem. Like,
Yeah.
I couldn't even tell you what that was. So, yeah, it's like 3.5 years. Your last, about, like, year and a half, you have an internship at the school.
Okay.
So they actually have a clinic on campus there,
Oh,
and
that's cool.
you're working under other doctors' licenses, and you have like real patients from the community.
Nice.
So it's pretty
Hands-on
cool.
approach.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
exactly. So they get you ready. They don't just like throw you out there without any like clinical experience.
Right.
Now, what do you study undergrad?
What did I study?
Yeah.
Exercise science.
Okay.
And health promotion.
Oh, nice. So
Yeah.
it's all in the same field. You
Exactly.
hear some people like they'll graduate with
Right.
a criminal justice degree and then
Right.
end up, doing what you're doing. So
Yeah, we actually had like a ton of people who would do like a complete like life change at school. So I had some people in my my class that were teachers for 10 years, and then they were over that and they decided to go into chiropractic. So
Yeah.
we had people like from like fresh out of college to even like a guy in his 60s
Wow.
was doing it. So yeah, it's
Right.
pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And what are the boards like?
Oh. Am I allowed to curse on here?
Yeah, totally.
They were fucking terrible.
put a quarter in.
Oh shit! Chris gets a
Now it's 50 cents. But
Yeah.
Now it's 75. They
wanna
were
keep going?
terrible. I can go on all day.
I always think of the Blues Brothers. I don't know if you've seen that movie, but
No, I haven't.
he goes to like a Catholic school, and they call the sister Penguin, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and so he like lets fly one curse, and she slaps him with the ruler, and he's like, and then it just keeps going. It's great.
Yeah, no, that would definitely be me in my house. But yeah, boards were terrible. So it's 4 parts. Parts 1 and 2 are 6 separate tests on their own.
Right.
And you take it all in one day. So you're taking from like 7 a.m. to like 6 p.m. I think it's like almost 700 questions.
Wow.
Of 6 different subjects. So that's 1 and 2, which were terrible.
It's by state, right, or not? Like, can you take them anywhere?
Yeah, you can take them. It's for parts 1, 2, and 3. You need a certain score to pass.
Right.
But for part 4, that score depends on your state.
Gotcha.
So some states, like I know, like North Carolina is like the highest requirement.
Mm-hmm.
And New Jersey, I think, was just like the average score is fine.
Right.
But part 4 is like the practical one. So I went out to Iowa to take that because that's where the first chiropractic college is. And it's like a 3-hour practical test. You're moving from like room to room doing all these like orthopedic exams,
No way.
like adjusting setups, like just a ton of different things.
Wow.
So yeah, by the time you're at part 4 boards, you're just kind of like brain dead.
Right.
So, but they space it out over like 2 years, so it's not too bad.
It's quite
So-
the process.
Yeah.
It is.
Wow.
That's actually kind of cool that there's a practical aspect, though, because, like, you take these book tests, and it's like, well, all right, we don't know what you're going to be like when you get out in the
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
field there.
Yeah, and they have some of like the smartest people in our profession like grading you.
Right.
So it's like pressure is on. You cannot fuck up.
Right.
Dude, we're gonna make so
That's
much
why.
money today.
Totally.
I'll
Coffee
just
for everyone.
Slide a 20 in there by the end of this.
Totally.
It'll keep my
We
tab.
actually, there's a cash gun in the other room from a previous guest, so we could fire that up. It's pretty funny. So then how long is it until you find out that you pass all the boards?
So I think it's like, I'm trying to remember. I think it's like 3 months. So they really keep you on your toes.
Right.
And the thing with like parts 1 and 2 is you have to pass at least 4 of them to be able to like move on. But if you fail more than 2, then you have to retake all 6 parts again.
Oh, wow.
So it's not even like if
Wow.
you
That's a
pass
lot.
some of them, like you can just retake like the other ones. It's like pretty much like all or nothing.
Yeah.
So it sucks.
That's
It
intense.
really sucks.
Right.
Like I have some friends who literally had to retake part 1 like 6 times
Wow.
just because they can't get like that 4th one.
Right.
That's crazy.
That's intense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I don't miss it. That's
Yeah,
for sure. I
I'm
definitely
sure.
don't miss that part.
You meant it when you said you would go back to school for the social aspect.
Oh
but,
yeah. Like great time in school. Like I made like the best friends. Like we did like the craziest things down there, but like the like educational part of it,
Right.
no way.
Yeah.
No way.
So does everyone go to Iowa to take that part, or you can go to different like
you
regions?
can yeah, no, you can go wherever. Most chiropractic schools offer it. Ours doesn't just
Okay.
because we don't have like a large enough population that would be taking it.
Right.
So me and some other friends, we went to Iowa. I had some friends that went to Florida, some that went to Georgia,
Right.
just wherever like the major chiropractic schools are.
Gotcha. And you said that was the first chiropractic school?
That's where my dad went.
Oh, did he really? Oh, that's cool. So
Yeah.
what's the history of that school? Do you know much about it? How it started? Those kind of things?
I know that it was started by the Palmer family back in like I think like the 1890s.
Right.
The first person to actually get adjusted was a deaf man named Harvey Lillard. And Dr. Palmer, who adjusted him, he was just like, oh, let me just, whip this guy's head around and see what happens. And the
Right.
guy actually got his hearing back
No way.
after he was adjusted. Yeah.
Serious?
Yeah.
Shit.
Crazy, right?
That is crazy.
So Dr. Palmer was like, oh, like, I think I have something here.
Right.
So, like, he trained his son, and then they opened up the school there. And then it's just become, like, a whole
whole new field.
Yeah, a whole
Yeah.
profession.
So the profession originated there also.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Wow.
Do you know
Yeah.
what year that was?
I think like 18. I think we just celebrated like either like our 120th or 119th birthday. So I think
Right.
like 1890 something
Wow.
around there. I don't know exactly, but somewhere
very
around
cool.
there. Yeah,
That's wild.
it's cool. And they built like the university around his house, like his mansion that he lived in. So it's
Right.
really cool. You can walk through there. They have it as like a museum now. So it's really cool.
That is cool.
So was he a doctor just exploring new types of medicine? And do you know?
I don't know.
No. What was
I
his
mean-
name? I want to look him up.
he was a corn farmer.
I think so. It was him and his son. One was D.D. Palmer and one was B.J. Palmer.
You gotta remember that. I'm curious. Palmer.
Yeah.
There you
Nice.
go.
And that's actually my older brother's first name is Palmer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
no way.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Sweet. So did you know you were going to go work for your father?
Yeah. That was pretty much the whole plan. There was like a point in time where I was just like, I don't want to go back to New Jersey. I'm going to go to Florida with my friend.
Right.
Went down to Florida, looked there. I hated it. So then I was just like, all right, like, I guess I'll just come back up here, like, work for him for a couple years. If I'm not feeling it, then, like, I'll reassess. But, yeah.
So you're feeling it?
So far, so far, I think my year in practice is in April, so
Oh,
I'm
wow.
still just kind of, feeling things out, like how I want to do things, and still just building like my patient base and everything.
Right.
So yeah, just still figuring it out.
Where are you from
cool.
originally?
Shrewsbury.
Shrewsbury.
Yep.
And then the office is in Red Bank.
Yeah, so it's like Red Bank, Middletown border.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you love Monmouth County. You went to Florida and you're like, oh, I miss Monmouth.
Yeah, Florida was just like, you know what? It's too sticky down here. Like, I'm just gonna go home. I have the beach there. It's
Yeah.
fine. So
true.
yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
The one cool thing about chiropractic compared to other things is you can do this in the field also. Like, because I've seen on your Instagram you go to, what do you go do at Bellworks a lot?
Yeah, so when I go to Bell, I kind of just set up a table, and I just recently started doing adjustments there. When I first started there, I was just doing screening, so just kind of feeling people's necks and letting them know what I was feeling with, like, the spinal misalignments, muscle tension, things like that, and just explaining, like, how that could be affecting their nervous system.
Right.
And I would get a few people to sign up just from that, but then I started doing adjustments, just like a quick, like $10 adjustment, nothing like super thorough or anything. And I've noticed I've gotten more people's attention from doing that than just
Right.
the screenings. But yeah, the whole reason I go is to just hopefully get some new patients, give out info, just let people know like what chiropractic is, because a lot of people have no idea like it can be for everything.
Right.
So you do that on Wednesdays at the
Yeah.
All Works Fresh?
Yep.
All right, cool.
Yeah, so I've been doing, I think this season, it actually starts next week. I'm going to do like every other week probably.
And you were doing it at the Oyster Beer Fest in Red Bank.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
did
were
you
doing
really?
free
They had
adjustments
a
there.
booth,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh. I think I did like over 70 adjustments that day because like once people saw that we were doing it for free, they just
Right.
like lined up.
No
I
way.
walked over with Nicole and the kids.
Yeah.
And like you could only say hi for a minute because there's
I
people
know, I
filling out
literally-
paperwork to get
Really?
their
I
back.
just like,
yeah.
I glanced, I was like, hey, and then like right back
Yeah.
to it.
That's
It was
funny.
busy,
Like,
yeah.
good seeing you guys.
So is it like physically intense for you also, like to do that many adjustments?
I mean, I was definitely exhausted
Right.
at the end of the day. It depends. Like there are certain techniques that I don't do just because it's a little bit more like physically demanding
Right.
on myself, and just seeing my dad how it affected him over the years.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't do those things. So I try to do more that like will help me in the long run.
Right.
And I also have different instruments and stuff that I can use that are not as like forceful on my body.
Right.
Yeah, so it's cool.
So
you get
since, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Do you get adjusted all the time?
I try to do at least
Yeah.
weekly. Like I can definitely feel it if I go more than a week without it. I definitely feel like really jacked up in my back and my neck.
Yeah.
I can feel the difference for sure.
Since we're talking adjustments, you want to do a quick adjustment demo?
Sure.
Maybe this is the time.
Dang.
I think
Yeah.
Ming's been told many times in life that he needs an adjustment.
Have you ever been adjusted?
You want me to move the camera? Oh, you want to slide over and then?
Yeah, I was at an event this past weekend, and they actually had a couple chiropractors there. So they used this thing looked like a big syringe to.
That's
It-
probably
it-
an activator.
Yeah. So all right, where
Let's see. So face, because I have to go behind you.
okay,
So maybe it's like you're in the corner here.
right here.
Yeah, but
me-
turn it this way because I gotta. Yeah, maybe like right there would be good.
Sweet.
move this thing a little bit?
Sure.
You on?
Yeah. Yeah. There we go.
So you got adjusted this past weekend,
I did.
and like, was that your first time getting adjusted?
It was, yes.
What did you think?
I thought it was great. I had a little lower back pain from working out the week before, and I'm not feeling it anymore. So
Okay.
And then you
So-
fly a lot, so that could have.
I do, yeah, I'm
impact.
in
Okay,
airplane
yeah,
seats a
traveling
lot.
is like a #1 like pelvis killer.
So what do you do when you meet you're like encountering someone for the first time? What are you looking for at first?
So like when they come in, or like when I check their spine.
Like maybe this kind of situation, someone's meeting you like at Bellworks, and
Right.
yeah, what are you checking for?
So for them, I just keep it like super, super basic. Like for him, I'm just gonna do his neck. And what I'm feeling for, like, what I'm feeling for is just like different muscle tension, muscle tightness, and just like how the bones are aligned. So I can definitely feel like already his whole right side is like crazy, crazy tight.
Right.
Does it feel tight, Ming?
I mean, I'm sure I'm used to it so much by now that I don't even know. But I do hold a lot of attention to my neck and shoulders.
Right.
Yeah, and actually, all right, so you feel how when I push in there, it's kind of soft and like spongy.
Right.
Compared to when I push in there, it's kind of like hitting like a hard wall.
Yeah.
You feel the difference?
Yeah.
So that is actually the bone misaligned on the left side.
So because it's soft, there should be more. You should feel more bone on that side. Is what it's telling me.
So where it's soft, that actually means like the bone on that side has gone forward.
Right.
And when I say it's like hard on this side, the bones come backwards. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move the bone back up. Like,
Okay.
back to front.
Okay.
And the whole bone is just gonna like rotate back into place.
Ming, do you have a saw anywhere to make this happen?
Yeah. Do I need to bite down on a stick? Like,
All right. So before that, stick your arms out like this. I'm gonna push down and just resist against me. Okay.
okay.
All right. So see how that side's a little bit weaker.
Yes.
Let's see if we can fix that. You can rest your arms.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna have you scoot down a little bit.
Okay.
Kick your legs out.
Okay.
Are you nervous?
No.
Put your arm down.
Okay.
Okay. So just let me move your head.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah. Whoa.
I heard that.
Oh shit.
Swear jar.
That's right.
All right. Let me move your head. Relax.
Whoa.
Wow.
You could hear it really well on this. Yeah.
Yeah. And there was even some movement like before like I did the adjustment. All right, so put your hands back out.
Okay.
Let's see how this is. Much better, right?
Yeah, much
You
better.
see the
Oh my god!
difference?
Yeah, wow.
And that's because your nervous system is not interfered with, and a lot of the nerves in the neck go right down to your arms. So if that's interfered with, you can get like the numbness and tingling, like muscle weakness, just anything like not functioning the way that it should. And you saw how like instant it was.
Yeah.
He was able to resist me better.
Yeah. Those cracks
How do you
were
feel?
insane. I
Yeah.
feel.
It's funny. I was just about to say, like, maybe live chiropractic adjustment doesn't translate well to podcasts, but then, like, we heard some sweet cracks. So,
Yeah, that was
so it
loud.
totally works.
Translates well.
Wow, that was great.
Yeah, and you actually feel a little bit looser.
Yeah, for sure.
In here already. But yeah.
So, question.
Yeah.
So, like, I have the bad habit of thinking
here we
Ming
go.
for
Are you a cracker?
I'm a cracker. You've seen me in the morning meetings.
I know. I like whip my head around. I'm like, Mike.
Yeah, like, so obviously the technique's wrong, but it's bad to crack.
It's very bad to crack.
Okay.
Crack is whack.
Crack is whack.
Crack is
Yeah.
whack.
All right.
Because
Now, why is that? Yeah.
What you're doing is like you're moving the wrong joints. So the joints that are interfering with your nervous system, they're kind of locked into place, and it's going to take like an outside force to kind of move them back. So what you're doing is you're moving the joints like above and below the ones that are stuck.
Okay.
And when you're like cracking yourself, you're causing like early degeneration. You're putting like extra pressure on your spinal cord. So it's bad.
It's bad.
It's bad. Yeah.
Cut it
You'll
out,
be like
man.
40, like a little old man.
All
Just
right,
from
I'm already a
some-
little old man. I can't get any more little and old.
That's pretty
So
funny.
stop
Gotta stop it.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Ming, so for people that haven't done chiropractic treatment, what was the experience like?
I mean, it was a short demo. I'm sure they last a little longer, but yeah, my neck feels great. I was
Good.
literally on an airplane for about 5-6 hours yesterday, and
wow.
Delayed in Denver for 5 hours in the airport. Just I was trying to lay down and find just kind of chill out, and yeah, that was great. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. And I'm
So
sure
you
you had a
feel-
little stress in that situation that just kind of adds to the.
Yeah, yeah, and I know I hold a lot of tension in my neck and shoulders, so thank you very much.
Of course.
So there's no edibles at the Denver airport. It's all outside the perimeter.
It is all outside. I can confirm this. Yes, no edibles. I would have been real. I wouldn't have minded being stuck in Denver.
Well,
as
if I had
much.
known, I would have brought mine. I was just in Denver like a couple weeks ago. I would have brought mine for you.
How was that?
It was fun.
It was
It
New
was a lot of
Year's,
fun.
right?
Yeah, we went for New Year's. We actually went for this event called Decadence, which
Okay.
is like a huge, I guess, like EDM fest thing. My cousins are like super into that kind of music.
Right.
This is a perfect segue for the mullet. So the back end of the mullet. So are you big into house music and?
I mean, I'm not like a diehard fan, but like I can go and have a good time.
Yeah.
I can go and party.
Yeah. I could tell. I get that vibe.
Yeah.
You know, like-
So yeah, they're like huge fans of like Above and Beyond,
Okay.
like all those people. So they're like, we're gonna get VIP, and I was like, all right, like I guess I'll go. And then VIP turned into, we're gonna get a table, and I was just like, okay, fine, like, all right, you don't twist my arm.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was fun. We did that on like the night before New Year's, and then we were kind of dead New Year's Eve, so we just
Right.
stayed at our hotel. They had like a big white party, so
Nice.
just hung out there.
It's awesome. What else do you do for fun? You mentioned the beach.
Love going to the beach, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Grew up around here, always went to the beach. I really like dancing.
Dancing.
I love like going to Porta and dancing.
There you go.
Yeah, but only in like the old school hip hop room.
Yeah,
Never,
yeah.
never in that other room. I cannot
The
handle
boom
that
boom.
room. Yeah.
The boom boom room.
Yeah. I walk through there and I'm like, nope. Turn
Yeah.
right back around and go back to the room.
What other good spots would you recommend in Monmouth County for nights out dancing to good music?
I've heard Teak in Red Bank has like
Okay.
really stepped up their game. I haven't actually been out there.
The second
yet.
floor, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
second floor. But I've heard that they've really like stepped it up. It's like the new place to go now. That did you ever go to Red?
No.
When it was there on the corner. I love that place. It's kind of across from where the downtown is.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So used to always go there when I was like freshly 21.
Right.
And now, yeah, now I mostly just go out in Asbury.
Asbury. Yeah.
Yeah. Usually go to like Watermark and then Porta. We went to House of Independence recently, and that was when they were doing like their 90s night. I'm always down
I heard
for
that's a lot of
90s.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
always down for some throwbacks.
Yeah.
They're the best.
90s night sounds fun.
That's
yeah,
cool.
for sure. I love a good 90s theme.
Yeah.
What kind of music you into?
I like anything, pretty much. I mean, I used to be like hardcore into like hip hop and like
Right.
rap, But now I've kind of like broadened my horizons more.
Like what kind of what artists were you into?
Loved Drake. I was like so obsessed with Drake. I think I saw him like 3 times in like a year or something.
Nice.
Loved him. But now it's like today music, like their hip hop is so trash. Like I don't even know.
Oh, the mumble raps.
Like I don't know what it is, and everybody with the face tats. What is with the face tats?
All my wrestlers
They need
listen to that.
adjustment, man.
They need more than that. Yeah.
They need like a lot of
Yeah.
adjustments.
All my wrestlers blast mumble rap
Yeah.
in the wrestling room, and it's like it's bad.
Right.
You don't know what they're saying.
Yeah.
It's
It's like they're all, what is
It's a
it,
mess.
SoundCloud or something they're all coming from?
yeah. I like Post Malone.
Yeah, I like Post Malone.
Yeah,
He's got a
he's
good
so-
voice.
yeah.
He's kind of a hot mess to look at, but
He looks
I like
homeless.
him. He does.
Yeah, he
And I've
looks
heard he smells really bad.
I believe that.
Probably.
Looks like it.
Yeah, I'd believe that.
I think he's at Bonnaroo this year. I don't know if you
Yeah,
did.
I actually went to
Yeah.
Bonnaroo like 2 years ago.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it was U2, the Chili Peppers.
That's sweet.
A bunch of really cool people, so that was a lot of fun.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
I've never been. I was toying with going this year. So you recommend it?
Yeah, it was fun. If I would recommend going with an RV.
Right.
Because we did a tent, and by like 7 a.m. when the sun came out, like it was so hot and everything was dewy, so it was like a hot like dampness.
Yeah.
So that was kind of rough. So I definitely envied everybody that rolled up with like an RV.
Some
Yeah.
air conditioning.
Right?
Making a coffee.
Right.
You
yeah.
can go in and just like decompress for a little bit before like getting the day started.
Where is
But
that?
it was fun.
Tennessee?
Yeah, Manchester, Tennessee.
Plus, you have your private bathroom with if you have an RV. Usually.
Exactly.
So that's
And like a
pretty huge.
shower. A
Right.
shower I would have loved to have showered instead of just like dumping like a bottle of water on my head and like,
Right.
all right, that's it for the day.
How many days is it?
It was 4.
That's wild.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
like a long weekend.
Yeah, I
Never
think
done
like
anything like
Thursday to
that.
Sunday.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was fun.
You ever thought of hitting the festival circuit with the chiropractic show?
That'd be fun.
It could actually be pretty
That'd be
good.
sweet.
Yeah.
Having a tent.
Right.
That'd be really cool. Oh my god, I would be like probably dead after a day.
You may touch some sweaty,
Oh my
greasy
God.
people, but
That's right.
Well, I did a mission trip in Haiti and Dominican. It was a chiropractic mission trip.
okay.
Right.
So I did that when I was like a year into school, and same kind of thing. Like we just adjusted like thousands of people, like
Wow.
sweaty, hot, like some like naked kids. Like
Yeah.
it was awesome.
That's
it was
cool.
It was a good experience.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How
And it
long
was
were
like
How long were you there?
we did I think like Haiti for I think like 4 days, and then Dominican for 3 days.
Wow.
So yeah, it was nice. It was over like Christmas, New Year's. So we were on break from school, so it was cool.
That's cool.
And it was like my first like real like adjusting experience because I wasn't in clinic yet.
Yeah.
So I was like, I remember first time I adjusted someone's neck, I was like, holy shit, I'm gonna kill
Yeah.
somebody. What am I doing?
I'm never making it home.
I'm like, oh,
Murder.
God.
Oh my God! I popped his head off. Yeah.
No,
that's-
but it's cool. Like they do the one that I went on, they do it every like 3 or 4 months. So the people down there are like used to seeing everybody come down like with their tables and everything. Like they expect it. So it's really cool. They're like seasoned pros by now.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So it's funny. You talked a little bit about like a lot of education still, teaching people what chiropractic's all about. But I think it's like, because oddly enough, like for whatever reason, my uncle, like 3 or 4 of his friends all went to chiropractic school. So like I think I knew about chiropractic before like anyone, just because I knew all these chiropractors.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So do you still do a lot of that, of educating people? And I mean, I think it's more widely known now, obviously, than like when I was a kid. But there's still a lot of that.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to because people have no idea, like, what it can do. I mean, there's still times when I do events and I'll try talking to someone and they'll give me, like, the quick eye, then, like, look away, like, I'm not even there. And I'm just like, okay, but you have
Witch
to,
doctor.
like... Exactly.
Run, honey. Get the
Yes.
kids.
Like, don't make eye contact.
That's right.
But yeah, I mean, a lot of what I do, like, when somebody first comes in, like, a first patient, I spend that first couple minutes... Stop it. I saw
I'm
that.
sorry. I'm sitting like. That's my bad. The more we talk about it, like I always feel tight every time we talk about
Go
it.
get adjusted,
I
man.
know, right?
Like this just cracked. I don't know why that.
Yeah, well, it's all attached. But yeah, I mean, like the first couple of minutes that I have a new patient in there, I'm explaining chiropractic just so they understand it better. Like
Right.
it is about like the nervous system and just making sure that like your body is functioning better. So, I mean, the education part of it never really goes away.
Right.
Like you're always having to educate people about it.
The last presentation you did, I mean, I really didn't know much about it. I always thought it was just like cracking joints. That's all I thought it was cracking joints. And then you had the picture of the spine and showed out everything's connected to that, and it really made a lot more sense.
Yeah, people could have like an interference like at their first bone in their neck, and it could be causing back pain.
Right.
So it's just crazy how like literally everything is connected, and it could just be affecting everything.
Do hands tie into it? Like, do you crack hands?
Yeah, you can.
And is there a recommended like kind of treatment cycle? How often people should do it, or is it really vary?
I mean, it really varies per person. Like when somebody just comes in for the first time, I like to recommend them at least twice a week.
Right.
Definitely no less than like once a week, just because we have to kind of like train your body to what normal should be. Like most people like who have never been adjusted, their body is so like out of alignment that that's what it considers to be normal. So we kind of have to train the body to know what normal should be. And a lot of that is like keeping the joints in place. A lot of it is muscle memory. So yeah, I mean, it really just depends. Like if people come in with no like major complaints, then they're good with like once a week to start. But if they're coming in like can barely walk, then I'll probably see them like every day that week.
Right.
So it depends.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
And how does chiropractic work? Is it insurance coverage or?
So there is insurance. I don't take insurance just because it's such a headache.
Right.
But what I do for people who do have insurance, I just take whatever their copay amount is.
Gotcha.
So they're not paying like any more out of pocket than normal. And most people have seemed to be like okay with that.
Right.
If they don't have insurance, then visits are $50, which it's still like I think super.
It's about the same copay, yeah.
Yeah,
For a specialist.
I mean, I tell that to people, and they're like, "Oh, like I thought you were gonna say like a couple $100."
That's what my response was.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, really? That's it?
Yeah, and I mean, like, there are people who like charge that for visits, but I
Right.
mean, it's for me, it's more important to like get people in and get them the care that they need,
Sure.
than to worry about like how much I'm being paid.
Right.
So yeah.
That's cool.
And do you
Yeah.
do, like, if someone signs up for, like, 3 months, once a week, are there discounts for
Yeah, so
commence?
of course, like if somebody wanted to do like a 12 visit package, it saves them more money than if they were to pay like individually per
You
visit.
got like that
so.
coffee punch card.
Yeah, right? Exactly. 13th visits for free.
Nice.
Yeah, and I actually do like if I have patients, I have referral cards.
Right.
So I give them to my patients, and if they send somebody in with that card, that person's first visit is $20, and then the person who referred them gets a free visit. So it's kind of like an incentive for them to send me more people, which
Right.
is awesome.
That is cool.
So
Yeah.
what's on the horizon for this year? Personal, work-wise, anything?
Doing a lot of events, which is really cool. Hopefully get a ton of people in and just get them adjusted. Personal, just I don't know. I want to have a lot of fun this year.
Oh, have a lot of fun. All right.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. I really love to travel, so maybe like a cool trip this year or something. I went to Greece last May with my cousins, and then we were just in Denver together. So we'll see what's next.
Nice. Any
Yeah.
idea where you want to go?
I don't know. My cousins really want to do like England, Ireland. I would love to go to like South Africa, or like I really want to go to Cuba. I think that would be really dope.
I really
Yeah.
want to go there too.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. See what happens.
Nice.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully after today you'll get like people with mullets start lining up at your
Right?
practice
Yeah,
for adjustments. You know.
All hairstyles are welcome.
That's sweet.
I love that.
That would be awesome.
We definitely appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, Stephanie, thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Once again, that's Dr. Stephanie Dubel. She's a chiropractor at Health and Hand Chiropractic Center in Red Bank. Check them out at njchiro.com and on Facebook and Instagram at SVD Chiropractor. My name's Evan Balmer. Find me on Instagram at Evan Balmer.
Mike Mercia, you can find me at mortgageguy_Mike on Instagram. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Yeah. Cool.
Awesome.
Sweet.
Thank you. That was crazy.
So you
Yeah.
feel
Yeah,
like
can I get